Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Virios Therapeutics is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company developing and commercializing innovative antiviral therapies. And with me is the CEO, Greg Duncan, to explain the company and what all you're working on. So let's just give me an overview of Virios and what you're working on.
Well, thank you first for having me today, Jane. So Varios Therapeutics is a late-stage biotechnology company developing combination antiviral therapies to treat chronic diseases. Diseases like fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and a host of fatigue-related disorders. Why, you ask, are we developing antiviral therapies for these diseases? Well, for context, it may shock you to know that you, me, everybody here in the studio is infected with about a half a dozen common viruses. The good news, as discomforting as that is the immune system does a very good job of keeping those viruses in a dormant state. Unfortunately, for a subset of those patients, the virus gets activated and leads to the disease sequelae that's associated with fibromyalgia in particular. And so we're developing these combination antiviral therapies to get this virus from an active state into a dormant state. And I'm pleased to tell you we have clinical evidence that our lead compound, IMC-1, delivers significant clinical benefits for patients with fibromyalgia.
I was going to ask about that. So IMC-1, so that is showing promise. Has it been through, what, phase 2 clinical study? Or where are you at with that? Okay.
IMC-1 is a combination antiviral therapy combining two existing therapies, famciclovir and celecoxib, into a fixed-dose antiviral combination. One inhibits viral replication, the other stops the replication from happening at an accelerated rate. And through administration of IMC-1 in a phase 2A trial, we've shown significant pain reduction, reduction in fatigue, reduction in anxiety and depression, and improvement in functionality for patients who meet the diagnostic criteria for fibromyalgia. IMC-1 is presently the focus of a phase 2B trial, which will deliver top-line results September of this year, so about a month from now. And we hope we can further validate IMC-1's effectiveness, its tolerability, and its safety. And with that data, we'll get down to FDA and scope out what the phase 3 development program looks like, with the hopes of getting this drug to these patients.
Sounds very promising, actually. And your team and board of directors, so explain the team and who is all behind the company.
I am privileged to be working with a fantastic team. So in addition to myself, Dr. Mike General, our Chief Medical Officer, has a long history in developing compounds in this particular area. Mike, myself, Angela Walsh, Ralph Grosswald, and our board of directors have developed and commercialized a number of household name drugs. For example, my first drug launch was a drug called Zoloft, which was a terrific medication for millions of patients with depression. Importantly, this team has been involved in the development and commercialization of 2 of the 3 drugs previously approved by FDA to treat this particular condition. So we know the space quite well, and we'll bring that experience to bear on allowing IMC-1 to reach its full potential.
And it sounds like they also know the FDA process pretty well, which is something you would need to know, because I'm sure it's complicated.
No doubt. And Dr. Genro, in addition to being a co-founder of a company that developed and launched a fibromyalgia drug, actually was a consultant with the Food and Drug Administration to help them scope out the regulatory process that was used to approve those 3 drugs, Lyrica, Cymbalta, and Savella. And so we have somebody in our team who really knows the process quite well, and with good data, we hope to have a very successful conversation with FDA to get the nod to move to phase 3 with the goal of getting IMC-1 into the hands of these millions of people who suffer from fibromyalgia.
Well, best of luck, and I look forward to an update once you get this top-line clinical data out.
Thank you, Jane, for having me today.
Much.
I appreciate it.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, Metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the Metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
Pawtocol is using the power of blockchain technology to create solutions that will strengthen the pet community and bring value back to its members, all while providing help for pets with shelters and so forth. And I've got Colin Jordan, the CEO, with me here today, and you have brought a friend. So why don't you introduce her?
I did. This is Marlina Cotter. She's a longtime friend of mine, and she is also our rescue coordinator at Pawtocol now.
Okay, so let's talk about what you're doing there. Tell us about your work at Pawtocol.
So my work at Pawtocol, I am the rescue coordinator, as you know. So my role is to go out and find shelters and rescues to get funding as part of Pawtocol's mission. We're improving the lives of pet and pet owners. So we are donating 10% of all of our revenue to the Pawtocol Pet Fund, and then going ahead and dispersing that to shelters and rescues in need. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you look for in a pet shelter or rescue when you're looking for one of these to partner with?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we want to make sure that they're registered as a 501c. And then from there, we're going out and finding people who are taking lots of animals in high risk, senior pets, because when you have all of those demographics of animals, you're having higher vet bills. And so then we can come in and give them the funding to help them continue their work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then how many shelters then are you working with right now?
Right now we have a total of 5 rescues, and we've gone ahead, since we're in the pre-revenue stage, and given an initial $1,000 worth of cryptocurrency to them. And so that's amazing because we're having a new income stream come in for them compared to like your traditional cash donation. So it's just opening up another opportunity for more income to come in for these shelters.
Yeah. And are these all in Arizona?
So no, we actually have 3 in Arizona, and recently we signed up 2 more rescues in California, and then most likely going forward we're going to be expanding to New York and Florida.
Okay, I was going to ask about that, if there are expansion plans in this as well.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
So most likely those 2 states.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Colin, I mean, it seems like the business is going well. I know that you've got an exciting football season coming up here. Let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about the product side.
Yeah, sure. So, you know, my alma mater, U of A, we're finally got the sponsorship here in a couple weeks, and it's going to be the home opener. We have, actually, we just got word we're actually allowed to do the halftime show as well. So my dog's going to be doing a weenie race with a few other dogs. It's going to be pretty fun. So we're looking forward to that.
That'll be so entertaining.
Yeah.
And so this is University of Arizona football. Who are they playing in that?
We're playing Mississippi State on September 10th. So it's going to be national TV on FS1. So definitely look out for us. We'll have branding and all that all over the stadium, and really exciting stuff there. Yeah.
And giveaways and stuff
Yes,
too.
yeah. So we're obviously going to continue to UPI, Universal Pet Income, our cryptocurrency. We want to get people exposure to that, so we'll be doing contests, things like that. We're actually also going to give away an Oculus. So between our billboards here and the events that we're doing, people are going to have the opportunity by just liking, following, getting engaged with Pawtocol, they'll be able to win things like that.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Super exciting.
Absolutely.
And then the product side, are any developments there since we spoke last?
Yeah. So we're super excited. We're just getting to launch our Kingdom NFT platform here in a couple weeks. So. Kind of a pivot, there was a lot of things where people were creating and selling and trying to make money. Pawtocol's whole NFT platform, the idea is that we want people to create these kind of one-of-one custom NFTs of their pets, right? And so what that does is not only give them an opportunity to have their pet live forever on the blockchain, but then they can actually extrapolate value from that, right? So again, things like another exciting announcement, not to steal your thunder, but we actually just bought our first pieces of land in Decentraland, so in the Metaverse, where we're creating pet parks, so people can actually, with their NFTs and their virtualized pets, come in and participate in, pet shows. We'll work with Marlina and some of the shelters and do virtual adoptions, things like that. So it's really exciting.
Wow, so I could get an NFT made of my pet and then take that into the Metaverse.
Absolutely.
And have fun with the pet in the metaverse.
Yeah, and we'll do meetups. We'll do all kinds of kind of cool. We're just really trying to create an immersive experience as a pet owner and for your pets. And I just had a conversation earlier. Someone who their pet passed away. Like there's also people that still maybe they can't have one moving forward, or they're getting older, or whatever the case may be. It gives them an opportunity to still have that connection, that bond with their pet, which obviously meant a lot to them.
Oh, interesting. So, is there anything else that we should be on the lookout for from Pawtocol?
I think right now, as we get into Q4, obviously we're still working on product development as far as our pet tag, our Petsy marketplace, which is a decentralized marketplace for goods and services, but. Ultimately for us, I think you're just going to see a lot more as far as marketing, advertising, us really just getting our name out there. And we're also going to be expanding our partner ecosystem. We really want to just get more people involved, help people find Pawtocol. I think is really our goal for the rest of the year. Is just make some noise in the space.
And the marketing, I know, is a big push for you right now.
Always. It's a tough thing. It's a crowded space, but we also just we want to rise above that noise, right? There's a lot of companies that are just kind of, meme tokens or this or that. Like we have actual, usage and actual real world use cases. And again, we're helping shelters and rescues. We've already given $5,000. There's going to be a lot more to come. So
yeah, no, it fits with the whole ecosystem of what you're trying to do, the whole kind of pet ecosystem. So
that's it.
Thank you so much, Colin. Great to meet you. Marlina, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jane.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
CEEK Metaverse is a virtual reality platform with concerts from top artists like Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, The Killers. They digitally connect artists and athletes and other digital content creators directly to their fans in virtual worlds. And really one of the most successful metaverse companies, I think, that's going on right now, Mary Spio, who is the CEO and founder of CEEK Metaverse. So great to see you again. And let's just start. I gave a little overview, but give me an overview of what CEEK is doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're providing the tools for digital content creators, for artists and sports teams, et cetera, to be able to connect to their fans in the metaverse. And, we're probably one of the first that ever created this platform to allow artists and digital content creators to be able to do that, not just in our own proprietary metaverse, but also on Oculus, on HTC, and iOS, Android, and all of that.
Yeah, you were really one of the first groups that I had talked to that was kind of doing the metaverse. I don't think even at the time we were saying metaverse, we were saying more like virtual reality, but that's basically what you were doing at the time.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I presented to Facebook back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015.
Oh, wow.
And I spoke specifically of the metaverse. We did an application where we talked about going beyond gaming and having people in these social environments, watching movies, watching concerts, watching games. So if you think about where the metaverse is today, and you look at that presentation that we did to Facebook, Oculus, you will see that it's the vision that's being realized today.
Yeah, wow, how fascinating. I had no idea that you were working on this that long ago. So you just had a new show, debut live.
Yes.
So tell me about that show. How does that fit into the whole CEEK ecosystem?
So the Debut Live is an exclusive show, which is hosted and co-created by the Billboard head of hip hop music. So he created it as a show to interview different musical artists on their debut album. And we had The Game on there, who was with Kim Kardashian and, of course, has worked with Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and, a lot of different artists. And so that was a huge hit, being that he shared a lot of information that hasn't been shared before in terms of his relationship with Kim Kardashian. So it just really caught on fire. But how that fits in, when you think about the CEEK Metaverse, these are all virtual clubhouses that people can go into and they can meet with others, whether it's their avatars or their real person. But we've created this digital visualization of clubhouses, and people, whether it's through NFTs or fan experiences, can come and really be with their favorite artists.
And there have been a lot of metaverse companies kind of popping up over the past couple of years. How would you say CEEK is different from some of the newer ones?
A lot of what we see a lot of metaverse companies. We see some that are doing some serious stuff, but a lot are also what I consider three guys in a PPT, with some GIFs, and just really looking to capitalize on the metaverse experience and, ride the wave. But the legitimate ones that I see are building, in different ways. And how we differentiate is the fact that we have these realistic worlds that are, we bring the real world into the metaverse. Our focus is on mainstream adoption. I think a lot of the other companies are focused on building these new experiences and creating audiences to come to them. The problem with that and what they're doing is the fact that with any technology, if you don't have mainstream adoption, then the technology is not going to fly. So we've been this successful today because we're super focused on making the metaverse relevant. And that's our big differentiator, is that it's not just for a small subsect, but for everyone, to be part of the metaverse.
Do you worry about the competition, or do you think that that's better for the metaverse industry in general?
It's better for the metaverse industry in general, because they're all building different things. And if you think about the internet today, the metaverse is the next iteration of the internet. Today, we have over 2 billion websites. We have tens of billions of devices that are connecting. One company cannot build the metaverse. I think that's why Facebook is supporting companies such as CEEK. Meta is supporting companies such as CEEK, because they realize that one company cannot build the metaverse. So we welcome the legitimate companies that are building something, that are building utility for the metaverse. We're very excited about that.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And what is the latest in metaverse? I mean, it seems like every day there's some new breakthrough or technology. What's the latest?
The latest that I see, I saw a recent article from Time Magazine. And when I see stuff like that, I think that it's validating that the time is coming. It's coming of age. The metaverse is coming of age when you're seeing places like Time Magazine cover it. So the latest is a lot of the mainstream media trying to connect the dots. I think I saw something on Rob Report also talking about what is the metaverse. So people are beginning to realize that it's not a phase, it's not something for a small group of gamers, but that this is how we're going to live, work, and play moving forward.
Yeah, so interesting. And what about CEEK? What's next with CEEK?
What's next with CEEK? We continue to do the land sale, and the land sale is really just the marketplace of the future, the app stores of the future. I talked about 2 billion apps that are being built. We couldn't possibly build it all by ourselves. And so we've opened the CEEK platform for other developers to be able to build their own applications of what they want to see in the world in CEEK. And we have the debut live. We have, some big artists coming up next. And we're just super, super excited that people are really taking to these VR clubhouses and the metaverse. And brands are also just equally excited about, dropping NFTs and airdrops and interacting with our users.
So just real quick, Mary, so for somebody who's kind of interested in this, but they don't even know where to begin, like I guess you start with VR headsets, right? And then an app, the CEEK app, and then that's how you enter the CEEK metaverse. That's what somebody needs to do. Okay.
Yeah, so if you have no idea what we're talking about, just go to the App Store, iOS or Android, download the CEEK app, and the CEEK is CEEK. You download the app, you see all these different venues, just enter it, and you can use your hand even on the phone to move around and see what's happening. And then to have the next level of experience, you could pick up a VR headset. We have one VR headset. You could pick up the Oculus, which we recommend also, and be able to, experience. It's a phenomenal world. And once you try it, there's no going back. There's really no going back.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. I've been in it too, so I should really do it more because it is kind of a very unique experience. So
yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mary. Great to have an update, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I always love coming on your show, Jane.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Sekur is a secure way to send messages, email, other platforms, particularly for businesses and also individuals. With me is the CEO, Alain Ghiai, to talk about, Alain, every week we talk and there's a new phishing or a hacking attempt, and this week is no different. So what are you seeing this week?
Well, you're right. Every week is a new phishing and hacking. And now that back to school is kind of over and businesses are back on track, I just got 2 hours ago from an attorney who actually sent me on WhatsApp, mind you, sent me something that said, did you receive an invoice that says, you owe us this and the new wire transfer info is here, meaning new wire transfer information. I said, no. Then he said, well, one of my customers got it from blah, blah, blah.com, their website. And essentially, the hackers changed the domain, something that's an S, it sounds like Z or Z, sorry, for us in America, Z. And basically, it's an easy mistake to make, right? You would get this and like, oh, I need to change the wire. So next time you get an invoice from your service provider, an accountant, a lawyer, a supplier, now you will wire that money to these hackers. This is classic. I mean, I was sitting down with our auditors having lunch, who also talked to me about other issues their clients are having. So it's just rampant, right? So that's why we try to protect with our secure and features.
And I just saw a new one today, that it's a fake Venmo money. Like someone's trying to give you money on Venmo and it's a fake, and they, you click on it and it downloads malware or whatever. So, I mean, are we getting any better at recognizing these, do you think?
There was a BBC segment my wife was telling me, because we do watch a lot of that, and it says that the economy is geared for the lazy. And Venmo is one of those things. When I was in New York, I had an Uber, and I think I wanted to book him again. I said, I only pay with Uber credit card. He said, no, but I can do Venmo. Sometimes if you have a good driver, you want to book them separately again. And, I installed the thing and I'm like, I'm deinstalling it. That they're going to use big tech. They're going to sell your emails galore. They use AWS like everybody else, and they will get hacked. And sure enough, they are being hacked. And it's not so much that because they use AWS or something, is that all the emails that we use from big tech are being resold all the time. And there's no good security on it. So we need to really be proactive and think and use our critical thinking. Just like when you receive an email, you need to check the domain where it came from and so forth, because machines can do so much and they can't afford that. And they can't afford the multiple millions of dollars of IT department and budget, right? They just can afford barely their, $200 a month for services, and that's it. So, we feel for them. In fact, we're launching small business services, and we can see there'll be a big demand for that.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine small businesses are, targeted just like everybody. I'm targeted.
Everybody. Yeah.
Another thing I've gotten a lot of is, there's a message for you on this voicemail. Click this voicemail. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure somebody didn't send me an email and there's a voice message for me. So it is kind of, you just learn after time what looks weird, what looks suspicious, what not to click on, because that's really how most of these companies infiltrate is through email.
That's it. And email is 94% of all the hacks. In fact, somebody else was telling me, another shareholder, actually, I got a lot of shareholders who have funny stories, not funny actually, but unfortunate, but definitely examples of why they got into Sekur as a product and as an investment as well, obviously. One of them had a company, it's a printing company. They got hacked. It took them 2 years to recover data that they had to ask each of their customers, reconstitute the data essentially. And all of the hack came because of email leaks. So, we underestimate that because we only think it has to do with the back end. But what they do, just like this lawyer whose client was hacked, they were monitoring that client. They knew that that client does business with that lawyer, and that lawyer's domain name was changed. It's not like the lawyer was hacked. They changed the domain name that looks like the lawyer's name. So when the client got an invoice and said, this is our new wire info, now in the future, the legitimate invoices will be paid to the hackers. Yeah. It's just unreal. We have to really think hard and use tools that can prevent as much as possible that sort of thing. And now September is back. It's going to be full swing in business. Summer's over. Activity is increasing.
Yeah. Well, and you've talked about how the election is in the U.S. One of those things that a lot of people are going to be sending. They know people are emotionally involved, and they might be sending emails. Click on this to see this candidate or whatever.
That's it.
So we have to really be aware of that.
Yes, you have to be very aware of it. You have to be very careful, and you have to think before you react.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alain, for always good advice, and we all need to listen more to it.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thanks.